You ask, what's that behind me? Well, it's a cowbell. So you might be wondering, why do you have a cowbell up on your wall? It's not the most common item people have hanging up on their walls. Well, it's an item that I inherited from my grandparents. It had been up on their wall as long as I'd known them. And I have come into the acquisition of it a couple years ago. And they got it when they went to visit Switzerland. That is where where the Hegi family lineage is originally from. My dad was actually stationed out in Germany, so my grandparents, they went and visited him and went to see a few different other places in Europe. So I thought it was very interesting. Like they visited with some distant relatives there in Switzerland, and the bell is what they gifted them. So I was wondering, out of all things, why a cowbell? So I thought I'd do a little research, learn a little bit about the history of the cowbell, why they gifted a cowbell out of all things, and if I could learn anything about this cowbell itself. So cowbells, they've actually been used for over 5,000 years, according to archaeological evidence. Why would you want to use a cowbell? Cows around here, they don't wear bells, but back then they didn't necessarily have cages for them. So they hung them on a variety of animals: cows, goats, sheep, horses, and even elephants. They were a sign that that animal was domesticated. It belonged to somebody. And a shepherd, they were then able to use the bell to locate their flock. They could hear the bells ringing and know that their flock was close, and they wouldn't have to necessarily have a close eye on them at all times. If the bells started ringing really fast, that was a warning sign that, hey, maybe there's some danger. There's a reason why they started running all at once. Cowbell bells were also used as a sign of prosperity. The bigger the bell, the more richly decorated the harness was, the more prosperous the farmer is. The richer and the more respected he was. In Switzerland, they keep cows primarily for producing milk, particularly for making Swiss cheese. During the winter, the cows graze in the lowlands, and during the summer, they take them up to high alpine meadows to graze. And this transition is celebrated every spring and fall. The cows are proceeded through this village. They're decorated with floral wreaths, and a large decorative version of the cowbell is worn. The best milk-producing cow will actually wear the largest bell. So what makes this a good gift? I found a website, which I thought was hilarious. Their tagline is, "Cowbells, the ideal gift for every occasion." Not necessarily what I would think of first, but they say that cowbells are a perfect gift for ushering in a new phase of life, or a special event such as a wedding, retirement, christening, house handovers. Bells signify protection, happiness, and a sign of peace, because during war times, the bronze is like used for casting cannons, whereas in peacetime, the craftsmen, they make bells. So a bell is a sign of peace. It is a sign of protection. So I tried to do some research on this particular bell. I couldn't find anything. I found some bells that were similar to it, but nothing quite like it. Let's see if we can get a closer look. Maybe. All right. At the top, there's the coat of arms for Switzerland. There is the Edelweiss, a type of flower that's up in the highlands of Switzerland. And on the bell itself, there's more flowers. There's a few different things like casted in it. There was a name on there, but unfortunately the name didn't get me anything when I searched it. It says Albertang La Saraz. I was able to determine that La Saraz is a town in Switzerland, but I wasn't able to find anything else on it. So at least I know a little bit more about why they were gifted a cowbell out of all things. And it's a nice, fun thing to have. And ringing a bell gives people good luck. So this one's for good luck.